Capital News tonight. The government launches 21 conservation and tourism projects. Government calls on stakeholders to clear cargo timely in order to prevent congestion of ships at Dar es Salaam port. And in sports news, the Special Olympics institution runs a floorball course for primary and secondary school teachers. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Prime Minister Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba has said the government is committed to creating enabling environment-friendly policies and supportive measures to boost the tourism sector, which is crucial for the national economy. The Prime Minister said this during the launch of 21 conservation and tourism projects in Nyerere, Mikumi, Ruaha and Kilombero, including modern vehicle tracks, patrol centers and Mtebere airstrips within Nyerere National Park.
Hatua hii ya kuzindua miundombinu hii inaenda kufanya hifadhi hizi ziweze kufikika kiurahisi. Uwepo wa mradi huu utaleta mageuzi makubwa ya kiuchumi na kijamii kwa wananchi zaidi ya 10,000 kutoka vijiji 61 ikiwemo kijiji chetu cha jirani ambacho tumeona uwakilishi wake leo kupitia kwa Mheshimiwa Diwani.
Uwekezaji huo ndio uliotukusanya leo hapa kwa ajili ya uzinduzi wa miundombinu ya utalii 21 yenye uniti 131 ambayo imejengwa katika hifadhi za taifa Nyerere, hifadhi ya taifa Ruaha na msitu asilia wa Kilombero.
The National Environment Management Council has called on more than 10 million small-scale gold miners in Tanzania to adopt modern mining and processing technologies to reduce the use of mercury, which currently exceeds 24 tons each year.
Swala la kusema la kupata mitaji, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, alishasema swala la mitaji sio nini? Sio tatizo. Inawezekana hamuelewi maeneo ya kupita, lakini mtendaji wa kata najua unatambua katika halmashauri zote fedha zipo kwa ajili ya vikundi kama hivi ambavyo kama hichi tayari kina sifa zote.
Mialo hii ni kati ya mialo ambayo itatumia vifaa kinga kwa ukubwa, kwamba tunatarajia kwamba pale wanapoosha watumie gloves, sasa pale wanapotumia mercury, lakini pia wakiwa wanachoma wachome kwa kutumia kigoda, kwa Kiingereza kinaitwa retort. Na pia hata pale tumezoea kwamba wanakamua, lakini tumeintroduce mashine nyingine ambayo yenyewe inatumika kama kukamua badala ya kukamua kwa mkono.
Kwa mheshimiwa wetu anatusaidia sana kupitia ninyi pia, lakini sisi ni wahitaji pia. Pamoja na kwamba tunachimba tunapata kila kitu, lakini bado tuna maperevu. Kwa maana hapa tungekuwa tunachimba kwa vifaa, yani uchimbaji wakati tungekuwa tunapata vizuri.
Tanzania People's Defense Force TPDF has signed an implementation agreement with the United Nations ELSI Initiative Fund through UN Women for a project aimed at assessing and expanding opportunities for women in peacekeeping operations.
I'm really honored to reiterate our national commitment to inclusive security and operational excellency through the launch the Barrier Assessment Project as a strategic initiative aimed at identifying and dismantling the obstacles that hinder meaningful participations of women in peace support operations. This project is not merely an internal review. It is a bold affirmation of our alignment with the Tanzania National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security Agenda, and our dedication to the principles enriched in United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security and its subsequent resolutions.
UN Women is incredibly proud to stand alongside Tanzania in this journey. And we've heard already today from Professor Rose, as well as from Dr. Sangwe, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, about the journey that we've been on since 2023. And I appreciate and want to acknowledge that this is a shining example, this project, of collaboration across partners that is grounded in respect, expertise, and commitment. And I want to also take this opportunity to echo what we've already heard today about the commitment, not just of those here at the high table, but of every single person involved in the project thus far.
The High Court of Tanzania Dar es Salaam's registry has ordered modifications to the secret witness booth in the treason case facing Chadema chairperson Tundu Lissu in order to enable the judges to see witnesses while they testify. Here's more. The ruling was delivered today by a three-judge panel led by Justice Dunstan Ndunguru, who dismissed 4 defense objections but upheld 1, agreeing that the current booth does not meet witness protection requirements. The court said the booth prevents judges from properly assessing witnesses and ordered its modification, but rejected the defense's request for an open booth. On the claim that witness protection rules were introduced after Lissu was charged, the court said the rules are derived from the law under Section 194(3). The prosecution requested an adjournment to modify the booth, a move opposed by Lissu over concerns of delays. The court adjourned the case to February 12th for continuation. In a separate matter, the High Court also dismissed a Chadema preliminary objection in a civil case on alleged unequal distribution of party resources between Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar. The case was filed by former Zanzibar Deputy Chairperson Said Issa Mohammed and others who allege financial imbalances and discrimination. And more than 13,000 pastoralist households in Simanjiro District, Manyara region, have started receiving health insurance coverage to improve access to reliable medical services at dispensaries, health centers, and district and regional hospitals.
Kwa hiyo wafugaji wako tayari na baadhi wameshafanya hivyo na wameanza kutekeleza ukataji wa bima afya. Kwa hiyo wamepokea na huwa wafugaji ni wazuri kwa sababu sio watu wa kubishabisha, wakielewa wanafanya jambo.
Katika awamu ya kwanza ya uandikishaji wa kaya zile zitakazogharamiwa na serikali, tunatarajia kuzifikia kaya 1300 zenye jumla ya wanufaika 8,000.
Bima ya afya kwa wote. Mkoani kwetu hapa tumeshaanza kutekeleza.
Campaigns for the Peramiho parliamentary by-elections in Ruvuma region have officially begun, with 15 political parties fielding candidates. The seat fell vacant following the death of the late MP Jenista Mhagama. And speaking at the launch of CCM campaigns, the party's National Organization Secretary Isa Haji, together with the CCM candidate Dr. Lazaro Komba, said the party is confident of retaining the seat based on its policies and development record.
Kwamba hakikisheni kadri itakapokuwa uchaguzi wetu uko tarehe 26, hatuna mtu mwingine wa kumchagua kwenda kuwa mbunge wetu katika bunge la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania zaidi ya Dr. Lazaro Komba.
Na ilani ya uchaguzi ya 2025-2030 imezungumza ukamilishaji wa mradi huu wa barabara kwa kilomita zote 89 kuanzia Matomondo mpaka Mipeta.
Endapo kama mtanipa ridhaa ya mimi kuwa mbunge wa jimbo la Peramiho upande wa elimu, nitahakikisha nusu ya mshahara wangu mimi kuanzia darasa la kwanza mpaka form 4 huyu mwanafunzi atahakikisha anakwenda shuleni ikiwepo madaftari na peni anazikuta kule. Hiyo hela inatoka nusu ya mshahara wangu mimi.
Kivukoni Resident Magistrate Court in Kinondoni, Dar es Salaam has been informed how engineers allegedly altered company accounts and diverted funds for personal use in elevator projects for private and government buildings. Here are more details on this case. Accused include Nelson Jacob of Kimara Mwisho, Dar es Salaam, Faustine Malia of Salasala, Emiliani Kimara of Kibaha, and tour guide Tumaini Molel of Mwanza region. According to the first witness from SEC East Africa Limited, Human Resources Manager Susie Kundi, Nelson Jacob, Emiliani Kimara, and tour guide Tumaini Molel, who are employees of the company, recruited Faustine Malia to participate in the scheme. It was revealed that by altering these accounts, the accused were able to withdraw funds from various government institutions, including the National Housing Corporation, the University of Dar es Salaam, Tanga City Council, as well as private sector entities. The total funds diverted are alleged to exceed 300 Tanzanian million shillings from NHC Mtwara branch, Tanga City Council, Skyline Properties Limited, Dar es Salaam University, and Camel Oil Company. The accused are charged with fraud, forgery, and leading a criminal gang between November 5th, 2021 and April 14th, 2023 in Dar es Salaam. And German lawmakers are calling for a systematic investigation into the recently released files relating to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, as the scandal reverberates across Europe and has triggered resignations and criminal investigations in several countries. For more on this, let's cross to Thomas Sparrow, our correspondent with our partners Deutsche Welle. So, Thomas, what exactly are German lawmakers requesting, and what kind of impact could an investigation have?
Essentially, there's growing concern here in Germany that the Epstein files could have security implications for the country. That's why several members of parliament are actually calling for a systematic evaluation of the documents, and both from a legal and from an intelligence perspective. And in other words, what that means is that these lawmakers want to go beyond possible contacts between individuals to actually understand the extent of which German intelligence agencies were actually aware of Epstein's actions and of his international connections. Now, whether such an investigation actually happens is still unclear. The government said this week that it's closely monitoring the situation, especially the political component of the scandal, but said it's not an investigative authority. And beyond this, what seems clear is that the pressure will grow also here in Germany to actually understand which individuals might have been connected to Epstein and what impact that would have had nationally. For now, though, Germany has not been as badly affected by the scandal as other European nations.
The scandal is also impacting one of Germany's most important banks, Deutsche Bank. Can you tell us more?
Absolutely. Germany's biggest bank is facing renewed criticism after revelations that Epstein allegedly held more than 40 accounts there to manage a significant part of his fortune. Germany's main association for private investors has called on Deutsche Bank to release financial documents detailing its relationship with Epstein. A key question is how much the bank may have profited from its dealings with a convicted sex offender. Now, Deutsche Bank has said Epstein was a customer from 2013 until 2018, and it was then when the bank began terminating the relationship. It has also emphasized that it contacted authorities after Epstein's arrest to offer full cooperation and that it has learned from its mistakes, expressing regret over having done business with him. It's important to mention that this is not the first time that the bank has come under scrutiny for its ties to Epstein. In 2020, it was fined $150 million in the US for failing to properly monitor Epstein's accounts and transactions, and at the time, the bank acknowledged errors and compliance failures.
Beyond Germany, what impact is the scandal having in other European countries?
A very big impact. The political shockwaves continue to spread across Europe, and they have triggered resignations, criminal probes, and leadership crises in several countries. The main international focus, which has been widely discussed and reported on internationally, has been on the UK, with both the royal family and the government of Prime Minister Keir Starmer under pressure. But beyond the UK, and with a little less international scrutiny, the scandal has also had an impact in countries like Norway, Sweden, Slovakia, France, Lithuania. In Norway, just to mention one example, police opened an investigation into a high-profile diplomat and her husband over their Epstein links, as well as a corruption probe against the former prime minister. And Crown Princess Mette-Marit offered a profound apology for her friendship with Epstein after it emerged they had exchanged messages for 3 years. This case specifically just shows how deep the scandal has become and how it is affecting the political class in many European nations.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for that update. And that is the end of the national news. Business News is next. And now in business news. The Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Transport, Professor Godius Kahayarara, has called on port stakeholders to clear cargo without delay in order to prevent congestion of ships due to increase of big vessels docking at the port of Dar es Salaam.
Tutaendelea kuikaribisha kama mnayo kwenye ile treni, sitatafuta namna ya kupambana nayo kwa sababu ni neema. Kwa sababu idadi ya meli, ukizichukulia tu idadi ya meli, unaweza usione unachokizungumza, lakini ukizungumzia ukubwa, ukiweka kwa ukubwa, I'm sure utapata story nyingine very interesting.
Tumechukua initiative za kuongea na wadau. Kuna ICD mpya ambazo zimeanzishwa ambazo tunategemea kwamba tutaevacuate mzigo kwenda kule, lakini pia maximize utilization ya eneo la TPA Exina Sacco. Kwa terminal sasa hivi wanahamisha shehena ya makasha kupeleka Exina Sacco ili waweze kupata space zaidi.
More than 100 experts from East African countries are meeting in Dar es Salaam to discuss how to help traders and entrepreneurs from member countries of the East African community to sell goods that meet quality requirements in the domestic and international markets.
Tunawasaidia kwenye kuweza kupata masoko, tunawasaidia kwenye kuweza kuboresha uwezo wao waweze kupambana katika masoko ya ndani na nje ya nchi. Tuna eneo la masuala ya fedha kuwasaidia waweze kupata mitaji. Kuna maeneo la vifungashio, namna bora ya kuweza kuboresha vifungashio.
Mradi huu ni wa kipindi cha miaka 4 na umelenga kuwawezesha hasa wajasiriamali wadogo wadogo au SMEs na wale ambao ni MSMEs kucompete au kuweza kushindana na kukidhi soko la ndani, lakini pia kubwa soko la nje.
Mobile phone operator SIASA has assured that it will continue to provide high-quality, safe and reliable communication services to investors so as to enable their activities to grow.
To scale and operate efficiently. But first and foremost, our commitment is to make your business grow. Since we understand local operating realities and a global ambition that each of you hold, we have developed and continue to innovate tailored digital solutions for every major business sector.
MIASA tuna furaha sana kujumuika pamoja na wenzetu katika siku hii au usiku huu muhimu kwao, kwa sababu sisi kama MIASA sio tu watoa huduma kwa wafanyabiashara au makampuni mbalimbali ya Kichina, lakini ni washirika au partners. Kwa hiyo katika vitu vya muhimu kama hivi tunakuwa pamoja nao. MIASA ni mtoa huduma za kiteknolojia na za kimawasiliano Tanzania.
That is the end of the business news. Sports is next. in sports. The SOT Special Olympics Institution has run a floorball course for primary and secondary school teachers with the aim of promoting the sport from grassroots levels.
Tuko juu kwamba mchezo nao ufundishwe. Kwa sisi kuona nachukua nafasi hii kufundisha tena walimu wetu ambao wanafanya kazi na watoto wa akili, baada ya kupata mafunzo na wao wakafundishe hao watoto.
Floorball duniani ulianzia mwaka wa 1970 kutoka kwa nchi ya Sweden. Lakini kwa Special Olympics mara ya kwanza iliintroduce kwa Special Olympics International duniani mzima ni 2008.
Former Taifa star Mrisho Ngasa has launched the Wales Football Cup in Mbiga District, Ruvuma region.
Hivi hapa mimi hapa nimefika kwa sababu mimi namiliki Enjoy Soccer. Nitakuwa nakuja mara kwa mara kuangalia wachezaji ili kuweza kuwachukua wachezaji baadhi kwenda mjini kwenda kuwapeleka Enjoy Soccer, kwenda kuwafundisha zaidi na waweze kupata riziki kupitia mpira. Ni vitu vidogo sana ambavyo wanakosa, lakini wana vipaji vipi.
Lakini kupitia mashindano haya tumejitahidi kuonyesha kwamba sisi vijana tunaweza tukatengeneza watu kupitia hii michezo ili na wenyewe waweze kunufaika baadaye. Lakini pia lazima tujue michezo ni ajira.
The Mara Region Football Championship has ended with the public calling for more competitions to reduce crime in the region.
Hiyo kwetu sisi kama chama cha soka tunafurahi kwa sababu tumekamilisha moja ya takwa la kikanuni la shirikisho la soka hapa nchini TFF. Kwa hiyo kilichopo ni kuasa tu timu ya Bweri Bukoba kwenda kujiandaa na ligi ya mabingwa pale itakapotangazwa.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.